everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Simple English Space, your comfy corner to learn English through real conversations. I'm Anna, and today I'm here with my co-host, Oris. How are you, Oris?
Hi, Anna. Hi, everyone. I'm doing great, and I'm really excited about today's topic. It's something that every learner of English needs to understand, and we're going to make it as simple and clear as possible.
Exactly. Today's episode is called Simple English Grammar, Present Simple Tense Made Easy. This tense is one of the most important things you'll use in English. You'll hear it everywhere, in conversations, in books, in school, and even in movies. If you can master it, you'll feel more confident speaking English every day.
Right. The present simple tense is often the first tense learners study, but sometimes people still get confused about how and when to use it. Don't worry, we'll explain everything step by step, slowly, with examples. And by the end of this podcast, you'll be able to make your own sentences using the present simple tense.
So let's begin by answering the basic question. What is the present simple tense? Well, the present simple tense is used to talk about things that are always true, things that happen regularly, or general facts.
Yes. For example, if I say, the sun rises in the east, that's always true. It's a fact, so I use the present simple. Or if I say, I drink coffee every morning, that's something I do regularly, so again, I use the present simple.
Exactly. Another example could be, she works in a bank. That's her regular job, so we use the present simple.
Now, let's look at how we form the present simple tense. It's actually quite easy. With most verbs, we use the base form of the verb for subjects like I, you, we, and they. For example, I play football, you like music, we study English, or they live in London.
But here's an important rule. For he, she, and it, we usually add an S or ES to the verb. So he plays football, she likes music, or it rains a lot in the spring.
That's right. Many learners forget the S or ES when talking about he, she, or it. But it's important to remember because it shows correct grammar.
Okay, let's make this more interesting. We'll explain some rules about adding S or ES. Most verbs just need S. For example, play, plays, read, reads, work, works.
But if the verb ends in CH, SH, S, X, or O, we add ES. For example, watch, watches, wash, washes, go, goes, fix, fixes, and kiss, kisses.
And if the verb ends in a consonant plus Y, we change the Y to I and add ES. For example, study, studies, try, tries.
Good examples, Anna, but if the verb ends in a vowel plus Y, we just add S. For example, play, plays, enjoy, enjoys.
Perfect. Now let's talk about when we use the present simple tense. The first use is for habits and routines, things we do again and again. For example, I brush my teeth every morning. She goes to school by bus. We play football on Saturdays.
The second use is for general truths or facts like water boils at 100 degrees Celsius or cats like milk. These are always true, so we use the present simple.
The third use is for schedules and timetables. For example, the train leaves at 7 o'clock, or my class starts at 9 a.m. Even though these are in the future, they're fixed, so we use the present simple.
Great point. And another use is when we talk about feelings, emotions, and thoughts, like I love chocolate, or she believes in kindness.
So to summarize, habits, facts, timetables, and feelings, that's the present simple.
But wait, Anna, learners often ask, how do we make negative sentences in the present simple? Good question, right?
Yes, it's very important. To make a negative sentence, we use do not or does not, plus the base form of the verb. For example, I do not like carrots, or he does not play basketball.
Exactly. And we usually say don't or doesn't. So, I don't like carrots. She doesn't like pizza. Notice that after doesn't, the verb stays in the base form. We don't say she doesn't likes. That's wrong. We say she doesn't like.
Good reminder. And how about questions, Oris?
For questions, we use do or does at the beginning. For example, do you like apples? Do they live in London? Does he work here? Again, notice the verb stays in the base form after does.
Perfect. Now, I think it's time to practice with our listeners. We'll create some sample conversations using the present simple tense. These will help you hear how people really use it in daily life.
Great idea. Let's do our first example.
Hi, Oris. What do you usually do in the morning?
Well, I usually wake up at 6 a.m. Then I brush my teeth, wash my face, and drink a glass of water.
Sounds healthy. Do you eat breakfast?
Yes, I do. I usually eat eggs and bread. Sometimes I drink coffee, but most of the time I prefer tea.
Oh, I don't drink tea in the morning. I drink coffee every day.
Really? I don't like too much coffee. It makes me nervous.
I understand. What about weekends? Do you wake up early on Saturdays?
Not really. On Saturdays, I sleep late. I usually wake up at 8 or 9.
Same here. During the week, I wake up early, but on weekends, I relax. That's right, Oris. We've already looked at some simple sentences in present simple, but I think it's important to expand on the details. Many learners sometimes mix up when to use do and does, or forget to add s to verbs when talking about he, she, it.
Yes, that's a classic mistake. Let's clear it up. When we use the present simple with I, you, we, they, the verb stays in the base form. For example, I play football. They read books. We like pizza. But when we use he, she, it, we must add an s or es to the verb. For example, she plays football. He reads books. It rains a lot in winter.
Exactly. And don't forget some spelling rules. If the verb ends in y after a consonant, like study, we change y to ies. So, he studies English every day. But if it ends in y after a vowel, like play, we just add s. So, she plays the piano.
Yes, and if the verb ends with sh, ch, o, x, or ss, we add es. For example, he goes to school. She watches TV. It fixes problems.
Nice explanation, Oris. I think now we should give our listeners another conversation so they can see present simple in action. This will really help them notice the patterns in daily life. Hey, Tom, what do you usually do on weekends?
I usually visit my grandparents on Saturday. What about you?
I play basketball with my friends on Sunday morning.
That sounds fun. Does your brother play too?
Yes, he plays basketball very well. He practices every day.
Wow, I don't play basketball, but I watch games on TV.
My dad also watches basketball games. He enjoys them a lot.
Do you play other sports?
No, I don't. But my sister swims every weekend.
That's interesting. My sister studies music. She plays the guitar.
Oh, nice. My cousin also plays the guitar. He plays songs at family parties.
That must be exciting.
Yes, it is. Everyone in my family enjoys music and sports. Great. Did you notice how they used present simple naturally? Sarah says, I play basketball. Tom says, I usually visit my grandparents. And when talking about other people, they use he plays, she swims.
That's right. Conversations like these are very useful because they show not only grammar, but also how grammar connects to everyday life.
Exactly. And another important thing is to remember how we ask questions in present simple. When we ask about I, you, we, they, we use do. Example, do you like pizza? Do they go to school on Sunday? But when it's he, she, it, we use does. Example, does she like pizza? Does he play football?
Yes, and when we answer, we go back to the base form of the verb. For example, does she like pizza? Yes, she does. She likes pizza. Or, no, she doesn't. She doesn't like pizza.
And don't forget that in negative sentences, we also use do not, don't, or does not, doesn't. For example, I don't watch TV in the morning. He doesn't eat breakfast at school.
Perfect. I think it's time for another longer conversation to show both questions and negative forms.
Hi, Jack. Do you wake up early every day?
Yes, I do. I wake up at 6 a.m. What about you?
I don't wake up that early. I wake up at 7:30.
Does your brother wake up early?
No, he doesn't. He sleeps late and he doesn't like mornings.
Haha, my sister doesn't like mornings either. She drinks coffee every morning to wake up.
My dad does the same. He drinks coffee before work.
Do you eat breakfast at home?
Yes, I do. I eat toast and eggs. Do you eat breakfast at home?
No, I don't. I eat breakfast at school with my friends.
That sounds nice.
Yes, it is. Breakfast is always more fun with friends.
That was another excellent example. We can see do and does in action for questions and negative forms.
Yes, and also how people talk about their daily routines. I wake up at 6 a.m. She doesn't like mornings. Very simple, but very powerful.
The present simple tense really is the foundation of English communication. You can talk about your family, your hobbies, your routines, and your habits using this tense.
And once learners get comfortable, they can use it everywhere. In school, at work, with friends, or even in writing.
Absolutely. That's why practicing conversations like the ones we gave today are so helpful. They are realistic, clear, and easy to repeat.
Yes, and if our listeners practice saying them aloud, they will remember the rules better.
True. And we always encourage shadowing, listening to a sentence and then repeating it. For example, I wake up at 6 a.m., then repeat it aloud. That really helps. Another thing that helps a lot is using daily questions. For example, when you wake up, you can ask yourself, what time do I usually get up? What do I eat for breakfast? What do I do after breakfast? All of these questions are answered in the present simple. It's a very practical way to remind yourself of the rule.
Yes, I like that. You can even write a short diary. Not in the past, not in the future, but in the present. Like, I wake up at 7. I brush my teeth. I take a shower. I go to work. When you read it again, you can see the structure clearly. That's a fantastic way to practice.
And one more tip, don't be afraid of mistakes. Grammar is not about being perfect. It's about communication. If you say, she go to school, people still understand you. But with practice, you will correct it to, she goes to school. Over time, it will feel natural.
That's so true, Anna. Mistakes are part of learning. I remember when I was learning English, I often forgot the S, but because I kept speaking, listening, and writing, my brain started to recognize the pattern. Now I don't even think about it. It's automatic. That's how it works. You repeat until it becomes natural.
Exactly. And listeners, remember, present simple tense is not scary. It's one of the easiest tenses once you get used to it. You just need to pay attention to the subject and decide whether to add S or not. That's all. The rest is about practice.
Let's give them one last quick checklist before we close today's podcast. Use present simple for habits, routines, facts, and general truths. Add S or ES for he, she, and it. Use do or does for questions. Use don't or doesn't for negatives. Practice with your own life examples every day.
Wonderful summary, Oris. And maybe we can encourage our listeners to do a small challenge. How about this? After listening, try to write 5 sentences about your daily routine. Then make 2 questions and 2 negative sentences using the present simple. That way, you are practicing all forms: positive, negative, and questions.
Yes, that's a perfect homework. For example, positive, I drink coffee every morning. Negative, I don't drink tea in the morning. Question, Do you drink coffee every day? Question. Does your friend drink coffee too? See, it's simple, short, and effective.
And the best part, the more you use it, the stronger your English foundation becomes. Because present simple is everywhere, in conversations, books, even songs. Once you master it, you'll feel more confident to move on to other tenses like past and future.
That's right. Present simple is the door. Once you open it, you can enter the whole world of English grammar more easily. So, listeners, practice daily and don't worry about perfection. Just keep going.
All right, friends, we've reached the end of today's episode. We hope this journey into the present simple tense has been clear and helpful. Remember, grammar is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. So don't just listen once. Come back, repeat, and try speaking out loud.
And don't forget to use English in your real life. Even small things count. When you talk to yourself, describe your actions in present simple. Say, I wash my hands. I open the window. I look outside. It sounds simple, but these little sentences build a strong foundation.
Also, if you can, practice with a friend. Ask each other questions like, do you like pizza? Does your sister play football? Do you watch TV every night? It can be fun and helps you remember faster.
And if you don't have a partner, that's okay too. You can practice by writing or recording your voice. Then listen again and check, did I use do and does correctly? Did I add s to he, she, and it? Learning is about noticing these details.
Before we say goodbye, let's remind you of one important message. Don't be afraid of mistakes. Mistakes are proof that you're learning. Every time you correct yourself, you get better. English is a journey, and every small step matters.
Yes, every step. And we believe in you, listeners. You can do this. If you practice a little every day, soon you'll speak more naturally and confidently.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We're always happy to learn with you. Don't forget to practice your 5 daily sentences and try the challenge we gave you. You'll see progress quickly.
We can't wait to meet you again in the next episode of Simple English Space.
Until then, keep learning, keep practicing, and keep smiling. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you don't miss other videos.
Bye for now, and happy learning!